Hello everyone, Andrew here from D69 Game Design. Today I'm going to be starting my devlog journey to create a 3D endless runner game that can be published in the store. Please like, subscribe to be notified of new videos, and send me any comments to help me improve. For this project, I'm going to be using the Unity version 2020.3.25 with long-term support and using the Universal Render Pipeline. If you need any assistance on how to install the Unity Hub and Unity Editor, please check out the link below for a tutorial. The project area I'm going to be installing into has already been set up as a Git repository for version control. This has saved my work numerous times and I make it a part of my initial steps when starting a new project. Check out the links below to view a video on how to set this up. To create the project, you would go to New, select the version as the version is now shown as 2020.3.251. Give the project a name. I'm going to call it Endless Runner for YouTube number 2, and a location to install into. Go down, select the Universal Render Pipeline, and click Create to begin creating the project itself. As can be seen, Unity Editor is beginning to install, copying the template library, and doing what's required in order to bring the project into a state that you can utilize it. While the project is currently installing, I'd like to spend a few minutes talking about some valuable documentation that I've been utilizing for my projects. I know last thing you want to hear at the moment is before you can actually start beginning to put some documentation in place, but hear me out, it'll be worth it at the end. The first document I'd like to show you is the project design document. I found the benefit of this when doing the Unity Learning Junior Programming series, and I find it most helpful. It's a very high-level overview of your project, where you can actually show it to other interested parties that get an understanding of your project. You can also put it together as part of your business plan when you want to gain additional support and part of your publishing. The basic concepts, as you can see, is help you define your game mechanics and gameplay and sound effects. For example, the player control, what do you control as a player type? Is it a top-down, a side view, an isometric game? What's the user input type? And what makes the player move, etc. There's the basic gameplay section as well, and the sound effects, how will the sound effects work, the game mechanics, and the user interface, and other features that might be involved in it. This helps you structure your thoughts around how you're actually going to put the game together so that it can actually come together at the end and be something that people would like to be playing. The important ones as well is your milestones. Putting a milestone in place helps you actually gain some sense of achievement. For example, milestone 1 would be player controls. Can I move my player left and right, get him to jump, get him to slide, etc. And if you can, set a date and time against it so you can actually work towards it and hold yourself accountable. But these milestones, as you progress, will actually complete parts of your game, makes you feel good, and you can actually see the benefit coming through and actually see how much more you've actually got to come through to actually get it completed. I've got links below in the section to actually point to the Liberty Junior Programmer course. Very well worth it, I must recommend it. And also some of the valuable documentation that they have in order to be able to complete this for yourself. The other important one is the minimum viable list of your game project. What this basically means is when you're actually starting your game, you have 101 different ideas of how you would like to actually get this game started, what you would like to get accomplished, etc. And some of these thoughts may be easy for you to actually put in place, and some of them are a bit harder to actually do at a later stage, depending on your skill set and also the time. It's a good idea to understand what is the minimum amount that you need to do in order to get the game working, can be published to the store, and all the other nice to haves can be part of add-ons, DLCs, or something at a later stage. So, for example, I've put together this Excel spreadsheet, which is available as a link below. And for example, when I start off, my minimum viable list is I want localization. I want to have language support in my product. I want to use addressables, for example. It allows me to do dynamic content So I can actually publish data to the game, get it upload, change textures, for example, and of course it uses less memory when the actual system is working. And different things like the Cinemachine. It's well worth it to actually look into and much easier to use than the basic camera systems that I've used previously. There are different sections below, for example, how I'd like my player controls to work. The mobile control is a necessity for me. The character must jump, slide, be left, right, etc. And different aspects. And again, some nice to have functionality that I'd like, and also some things that I haven't actually decided on, like do I want to use the Unity new input system? Yes or no. There are pros and cons on it, and it's something for me to consider. And I go through the list. There's power-ups, the sounds, how I want the level design to proceed, my menu structures, the shop system, the pickup systems, achievements that I want to put in place, my monetization, tutorials, etc. It allows you to actually give some serious thought as to how you actually want to present the game. And I found in the past that if I don't actually keep things on my minimum list, I progress deep into something that may not actually work going forward. So I do recommend you go through, generate a minimum viable list, and structure your game accordingly to that. Then you can actually progress, release your game, and then create add-on effects going forward. The project is finished installing. As you can see, we've got the sample screen set up as default installation. What I like to do at the beginning is just get rid of a few things and create a few basic structures that I need to continue going forward. For example, I don't want the example assets, so I'm going to happily delete them. Take a few minutes to delete. I don't want the scenes directory. I don't want the scripts directory. And I don't want the tutorial information directory. In the continuing series, I'll be constructing my own menu structures as I see fit in file and folder structures, and we can progress from there. Thank you very much. Please like, subscribe, and be notified of the next video going forward.